What's up? It is Loopee with Late Night Gaming, and I'm here with Tacster.
Howdy, I'm Tacster from Artificery, and we're here to commentate some games from the Misty Mountain Spark Rebellion Open.
Yep, so we were
Number one.
Yeah, number one. So the store in Madison, Wisconsin on March 30th held this tournament. It ended up being between a $500 and $1,000 cash prizes. We have actually all 10 rounds that we have, and we're going to be popping these commentary videos out one by one. The first matchup we have here, by the luck of the draw, was my Vader Force Ramp deck, and my opponent, a guy named Ben Chase, brought Director Krennic Green. So we'll have two kind of control-y heroes here going to you. You looked at the list. Anything you noticed about the Krennic list?
It's pretty standard for the most part. I haven't worked on Krennic myself in a while, so I mean it's definitely like going full mid-range, not like super late control. Like it has some big stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's going up to the reinforcement walkers. I think that's probably the big thing is reinforcement walkers, but
yeah,
a lot of things are.
And he didn't carry the super laser blast, which was interesting.
No super laser.
I don't think this would have been relevant for
Not even in sideboard.
Right. All right. So we are going to start with the coin flip. So both people brought Energy Conversion Lab, which I haven't looked at the total data, but I'm sure it was the most played base.
In my turn report, I went over that. There are 19 out of the 35 decks brought Energy Conversion Lab, so
All right.
It's popular.
And he won the coin flip and then tried to change with a initiative token from actually Star Wars Unlimited, which I was told were actually selling for $40. Those little acrylic
Which
tokens.
ones?
The pre-release ones.
The ones
that he replaced.
like oh wow.
Right. So apparently
that's crazy.
Those are hot tickets on eBay. So if you have those acrylics from your pre-release that you won, you might want to
just have the one, but I kind of like it. So
yeah. Well, you got a late night token. I mean, that's the way of true culture, gentlemen. Yeah, I had to
Did you take a mulligan here? He did not.
I did, and I thought about it a while because I actually liked my entire hand. I saw it here too. I had 2 ramp cards.
You wanted ramp?
Yeah, I had the ramp. I didn't have a turn to play. So
yeah, okay.
I thought about it, but I mean a Krennic deck. My reasoning was that I have to have something out in case he gets good units right away. So I think I wound up with a better first round play.
Right, let's see, yeah, Scout Bike. I liked that card when it came out. I liked it because it works well with Krennic, but man, it doesn't trade into anything early. Like, unless you're running Grand Inquisitor, I just don't think I want to be running Scout Bike anymore.
But it absolutely makes Inquisitor run. I mean,
it's fantastic in him, yeah.
Right. And then I opened with a First Legion Snowtrooper, I think is what those are called, but a very, very good and underrated card in Vader. Because
because you're going to get the ping and then the overwhelm and...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a Vader ping plus a First Legion Snowtrooper can actually kill Sabine. Right? And then you see we actually...
Oh, yeah. Because there's designated spaces.
Yep, because we have the 2-player mat for Late Night Gaming, so it actually has the grounded space labeled, and we both noticed there.
We're seeing double ramp here, double super lasers.
Right.
Or not? Are you not playing yours, or did you not get one the second time?
I don't recall. We'll see what I do.
So do you trade in this instance? Where are you going with your son?
Well, I'm trying.
Like, assuming you try to ping this round, that's a different story. But so face. The answer's face.
Yep. The answer is to his base, is what it is.
I mean, I think that makes sense. You don't really have a clean trade anywhere, and you don't need to do the work on the super laser for him.
Right.
And now if you want next round, if you have initiative still, I mean, I don't know, you're probably not going to have initiative, but you have a clean You have a clean that's clean and not really clean, but you have a kill into the the speeder bike, and you get to do that overwhelm damage if you hit it.
See, this is
Force
right.
lightning. Oh,
Zap the DJ. It wasn't dead yet, right?
Well, it doesn't dead.
But now he does not get.
But
to
now
ramp.
you kill it without ramp. Oh, that's a tricky play. The double 1-drop.
Yep.
Vader ping.
Yeah, I thought that was coming. I did a video called Zap the DJ, and it was partially a reason to have Star Wars Lo-Fi Beats playing in a Super Laser Tech video, because it does that. But Force Lightning into Villain Green is just real strong.
Yeah, I mean, that makes me feel good about playing. Man, now you got me thinking, like, oh, do I put this in Ida? And like, no, I don't think so. I still don't think you play it just for that with 0 Force units in your deck for the most part. But
Right. But you don't sideboard it out, because I didn't have my Force units out there, right? But
no, but it still is useful.
And extremely strong in how this game goes.
He's just going to base. I think I would take the Snowtrooper into that guy, get the overwhelm damage, and feel happy that I'm still, like, ahead.
Yeah.
Over a full-on base race. I mean, because you're essentially getting a base race by overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but you got an ECL play. Okay, so you're going right for your dude.
Right. And I think
I'm not sure how I feel about ECL in the Super Laser, mostly because you can just kind of kill it yourself already. But
I think it had to do with what I had left in my hand.
I mean, he gives you a nice board state still. So.
Because there's my Snowtrooper Lieutenant coming in for 5.
That is already just it's a very scary board, but if he opens with Overwhelming Barrage on the next turn, that pretty much clears. It does clear everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So I think Krennic's okay if he has the Barrage. That seems like a great play going into the next round with Initiative and the heal, but I don't know. We'll have it.
So we go into the next round, but I've ramped and he hasn't, because I prevented it with the, Super Laser Tech. He did just go to 5, and I'm at 6 now. And I do think that one thing that is consistent is if you can ramp and survive, I mean, you can.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, being 1 turn behind on Vader against Krennic is really nothing.
Right.
Not when you already have this board position. What's your main 6-drop on Vader? What are you usually doing in this deck?
Yep. So it's 2 different things. On my deck, I think that it's a 7th Sister or it's a Force Surrender. Assuming I have some board that I can play the Force Surrender on 6.
Yeah. So the speeder bike there, just not quite good enough. Not really doing anything about your huge amounts of damage coming in here.
Yeah. He needed Barrage and he didn't have it.
A Barrage would have been fantastic. Any other play just kind of feels sad.
And I think that
at that point I would have probably run out Krennic first so that you could have at least popped off one of these guys before it hits your base. By this point, he's going so slow that he's not even going to get that. And you haven't played anything yet. Still. Oh yeah, the Mega Punish. Oh goodness, that is scary.
So what happened there was a Fallen Lightsaber onto the First Legion Snowtrooper, which is just creating a unit that can swing for 5.
We certainly can't deal with that.
Right. He'll go briefly down to 11. 9.
Yeah, I mean, you're threatening lethal without even actually needing Vader here. So I'm going to be guessing that the game's going to end next turn, if I had any guesses. Was that a resupply?
Yeah, that was his resupply.
Yeah, so it should have come and play exhausted, but he got it eventually.
Right. But at this point, I mean, we're going into the Vader round, and the
You have lethal.
yep, and I think that it was a mistake not to more proactively get my board under control. I mean, he had a Krennic that he could do the rollerblades.
Yeah, even Krennic should have just hit something.
Right.
He's not gonna out aggress you in this instance.
Yep, and he doesn't have the ability to like ready it with Inquisitor either. So
I guess like maybe he's got a Vader unit into the cell block guard here. That might be your best hope. They brushed the.
I think he vanquished the
that guy.
Snowtrooper. And this is probably one of those moments with a decision point. I think I'm going to attack with my Stormtrooper there. But
you attack with that, yeah.
It'd just be disciplined. Take the damage when you can, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because either like his scout bike could have killed that Stormtrooper.
Yep. That's exactly what I would have done. I would have attacked with the Stormtrooper because otherwise you're going to guaranteed lose it in the next action. And then it kind of puts him in a pickle because like you can kill the Stormtrooper now, but it doesn't really do anything. And he can kill the other guy, but then you could also kill his. You can also just slam a ton of damage with your fifth brother. So like, feels terrible either way for him.
I think I was surprised that he
attacked that
guy.
Yeah, and it's not really gonna do a whole lot there because I don't think this game's going another round.
No. So it's 21-9 right 21. Now. So he has 4 damage left on base. I think he does get the restore right there.
And we'll have Krennic restore, but
Vader flips. 5/8 on attack, does 2 damage to damage.
You actually have lethal here if he doesn't attack your fifth brother with Krennic by pinging your own fifth brother and hitting him in for 5. I mean, I guess Krennic doing it is the same thing, but
yeah. And I want to say that at this point, he had essentially conceded because he knew what was going to happen.
Oh, you don't even need to hit your own fifth brother. You're just like that far ahead. Or no, okay, 17. Yeah. Just still enough. Yeah, either way. Yep. And that was only round 5, right? Yeah, because you ramped one, and this is a 7 resource turn for you, so it's only round 5. That's so fast.
Right. No, the Zap the DJ.
I mean, that's almost over as fast as a, what's it called, as a Sabine game. I mean, maybe like 1 round further, but not by much.
All right, so that was the end of round 1. We reset the decks. It was a great tournament. I mean, I think we had, 38 players?
35. It was 35.
So,
yeah, so what's his sideboard? Krennic's sideboard is... It's a little hodgepodge. We got Piet, Cell Block Guard, Devastator. I don't know if the game's getting there. Regional Governor, Rook, Snowtrooper, Lieutenant, System Patrol Craft, and Takedown.
And what I did was I put in my top end. You know, I treated it basically like an Iden green deck.
Just in case, yeah.
Yep.
You didn't know what else you'd see.
I put in the second Force Surrender, which I think is the best card. That red has in the matchup. Draw 2, make them discard 2. It's devastating.
So easy to use with Vader, too.
Right. So, and I would have taken out the Viper Probes. I do have some Viper Probes main decked here. I think.
Why don't you like them in this one? I feel like they still are a solid round 1 play into everything but Scout Bike. But you can still go face.
It's entirely about Super Laser Tech. I mean, so I think that if I can avoid a Viper Probe, being an easy target for them to ramp and get a kill, I can. So I would have taken out the 2 probe droids that are main decked, and I would have put in the 3rd copy of the 2 3 health stormtroopers, because there's those.
These and shore troopers.
Yep, there's the Beach Boy, the short trooper that gets stronger when you ramp, and then the other one is the
Snow trooper.
the snow trooper that has extra damage when there. And I just think that that's a better play into a green control deck.
I mean, that's fair, because I mean, you also know you don't need to have the 3 power units like you do against hero decks that are going to be running the Sabines and all the green hero.
Right.
I forget the Battlefield Marines. Like the 3/3s essentially in ground that you gotta be prepared for.
Right. Well, actually, we just got the sword bar down to 0 here. All right, so it's a best of 3. He lost, so he'll have initiative to start again. Didn't help him last game, but I'm glad that we were able to record the Force Lightning play.
Yeah, that was really cool. I think I've heard about it from you talking about it before. Like, I didn't think I watched the video, but I remember you talking about the zap, the super laser, and just actually seeing that. I was like, yeah, that seems really good, because yeah, I mean, it took.
He never
just took a card. It's like it was just a card, and it was two resources that you literally countered his 3 resources. Like that's like a perfectly awesome play.
Right, and I maintained the positive board state. He didn't get to kill anything.
Yeah, because you also had the Stormtrooper, which fit very well into that.
Because otherwise, the super laser attack attacks off the gun in the next round.
Yeah,
and kills my snowtrooper. Right. But yes, if you can zap the DJ, zap the DJ. And Force Lightning's a card. I'd recommend. What you got to kind of do is just be disciplined and don't resource it, right? As you're starting to learn it, because it has uses against a variety of decks. I mean, it's very good against K2. He actually had a 97th Legion, which I don't think I saw. But
well, that's an auto kill too.
Sure is.
It literally instantly dies.
one damage to kill it, or one resource.
It's 0, isn't it?
Yeah, because it loses its ability, so it becomes 0 health.
It's a 0/0.
Yep.
Yeah, not even a 1/1 base. So
right, and I mean, I think the eye-opening thing was thinking about it when I don't have the Force unit out, right? Because in the early game, you typically don't, but you don't need to with Vader. Not with the super laser.
Yeah, there's only a handful of things that I feel like it feels really strong. I mean, like turning off grit on one of those scout bikes, like maybe that could be useful at one point here for like an early game tempo advantage, but
I think it's good. I've had good luck with it into the turret matchup with Vader.
Oh, obviously, well, Chirrut actually just you can actually kill Chirrut with Force Lightning. There's a lot of things he's scared of, and Takedown is the first one, and then you got Force Lightnings.
Right.
And Power of the Dark Side.
Yep. It's also good against Fire Spray. I mean, it's an answer to Fire Spray if you've developed and actually have a Force unit.
Oh, if you actually have the Force unit, yeah.
Which,
I was like, well, turning off its ability doesn't do anything, but yeah.
Yeah, but then it's for damage. And late in the game, when you start seeing the Fire Sprays, you should have a Force unit by then.
I mean, it's 4 resources for a kill on Fire Spray, right? Force unit, because it's 1 + 2 per. Yeah.
But
so 4. I mean, like that's the cost of a takedown. Then it's better than takedown. It's a takedown that works on a 6. So
it's versatile. It's also
like very similar to your start of the last game here.
Yep. Nope. I really do like to have the Snowtrooper. We'll see what I do here. I may take the Overwhelm. I did.
Yeah, so if you don't have the kind of board play that you had last time, taking the Overwhelm seems pretty serviceable here.
I think I was explaining to him the Snowtrooper.
Yeah. So he'll take 2 to base. Yep. See some ramp here. Double resupply.
All right, and Ben played super laser tech.
Force Lightning. I don't think I see one in your hand.
Right. That's the other thing. I would have sideboarded in the third Force Lightning because it was Villain Green.
I mean, if you don't have the Force Lightning, you still probably play out your dude and then zap him anyways, right? Just because it's damage to the base and a clear board for the dude. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And there,
he's gonna get it anyways. So.
Yep, he complimented me on that play at the end, too, after the match.
Because people were scared of killing them usually.
Yeah, because you don't typically kill their super laser tech.
I mean, when you gotta, you gotta.
He had already taken the initiative, and otherwise it was just going to kill my Stormtrooper. So
or
I might
not let you play one, essentially, yeah. So.
Right. So I think that was the right thing to do.
So he's ahead of you. It's got something big. Steadfast Battalion. Is he even ambushing it?
No, he didn't. And
No.
I think that was...
That's okay. Like, I mean, he doesn't have Krennic out yet. He doesn't really need to. I mean, what else did he... I'm trying to think. That is still probably his best ambush target, like, by far, because I'm looking at, like, the rest of his list. And...
Yeah, I
mean, he could do Rook. Rook, probably, if you put that in, that could be pretty good.
Yeah, I think that the Steadfast is a good play, sequencing-wise. I mean, one thing you could have considered would be deploying Krennic first.
Yeah.
And then ECLing in to do the 6 overwhelm damage to my Stormtrooper. I think that would have been stronger.
Are you running Steadfast Battalion despite Vader coming out at 1 billion mana or resources?
My deck does not have Steadfast in it.
Okay.
So it's
a little awkward with him because you're not ever like, I mean, you could do it on the 7 resource turn, but it's not the same. If you haven't dealt with Boba Fett by the time Vader comes out, then you might have a problem.
Right. No, I don't. I don't think it's the right deck for that.
Did he forget to restore there? It's like you might have. I mean, overall, this is still a much closer start of a match than the last one. So,
yeah, I
think he forgot to restore.
I think he did.
Fortunate. That's one of the best features of Krennic.
Right.
So he's going to 6. You're going to 5. You'll get to 6 with a super laser. Do you have an answer to the Steadfast Battalion? Because, I mean, even though it didn't ECL, it's still a big monster right now. I mean, we're killing Krennic. It's not terrible here. Stormtrooper Lieutenant.
Okay, so
it would be pretty good.
Vader has the initiative, though.
Yeah, that's, I mean, on your end, if you have a Stormtrooper Lieutenant to kill Krennic here, it'd be pretty solid. Okay, well now he can swing for 8. Even scarier.
It is. And I think this game would have been closer, too, because this became a little bit of a damage race. But
yeah,
I think the takeaway is, you brought the ECL, which is the right brace to bring. I mean, take the opportunity to get the damage. I mean, if you're running...
Yeah, I mean, he would be up another 6 damage now if he had done that, sequenced it that way in last turn. All right, what do you got coming in? Are you getting... Okay. Kill Krennic.
Yep. I think actually the plan was to kill whatever he didn't attack with.
Right. You're like, well, if I get lucky and he doesn't attack with this, I'll kill it. And it makes sense.
Yep.
Save a lot of damage.
And I think as you wrap up too, if you get to the end of a game and you didn't use your ECL, kind of rewind in your brain and think of...
Well, there's probably a turn to use it on. Right. Well, I might have missed it. What can he have here? Some weenies.
He plays Assault
I
Blocker.
think Krennic has a huge, six resources is also kind of awkward for Krennic, because he doesn't have Fire Spray, Like I think he has Gideon Hask. He has, I think, was he running the Cargo Juggernauts?
He was. I think that
He
there's
was. That's not a terrible 6 play, but he doesn't have a blue guy out, so I guess it didn't do much.
right.
7. You know what I realized? He does not own Darth Vader, the unit.
That is
Look at his
probably
list,
accurate.
and that's probably why he has like stuff like Juggernaut and 7th Legion and
Right.
97th Legion, because he does not have the big boy himself.
Right.
Can't blame you. He's not cheap. Vader here plus like an overwhelming barrage is pretty solid.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I'm assuming you were running all 3 Vader units in yours.
Yes, that's an affirmative. Vader sleeves, Vader leader. You know, I identify as a Sith Lord.
Not quite 8 Vaders yet.
Uh-huh. There's the Equalizer, which is
Killed the big boy. Yeah, then you can kill him with 2 on the cell block and then ping him off, or just 1 and 1. Yeah, that makes sense, because you definitely want to be able to swing with Vader on and not waste your attack into the cell block.
Yep, and that's another sequencing thing that I think was smart here, because I didn't rush to the deploy. He did get a takedown on that, so I didn't get the restore from the consortium.
I mean, that's not the worst, because it means that he's at most playing a 3-drop, and then at this point it just means that his board's going to be cleared and you're going to have Big Daddy Vader.
Yeah, and he
Power the Dark Side, that's the big one here that you got to watch out for. I'd almost like I would definitely fib the Power of the Dark Side. Like, I'm floating 3, you're floating no units and 1 resource. It's like you play a Stormtrooper or you play that Vader into my Power of the Dark Side.
Yep.
But like you gotta put that fear in him, you know.
Yeah, and he claimed, which made me feel good about my life, knowing that he couldn't cast it. I think he actually commented how nice it would be to have Power of the Dark Side.
It would have been, yep. So what is he at now? 1, 2.
He's at 12.
The black. Resources. He's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's gonna go to 9 because he ramped twice and you ramped once.
I didn't ramp at all.
Right? No, you didn't.
So I didn't draw.
Did you?
I didn't draw it. So I mean, I would have had the opportunity to play it. Just looking at what the lines were, I don't think I drew resuppliers, super laser tech.
So he's gonna. I mean, if he pulled in Devastator, that has potential to come out soon too, and that could be bad. But
and he does run a Devastator in the deck list.
Yeah, he's one on the deck, one on the sideboard. Okay, so he's doing. Is he doing Conversion Lab here?
I think now
yes,
he does the Conversion Lab. It's just.
I mean, it's something.
I
can't even. I don't even know what follow up he has for that. He could take down. That's like the only thing I can think of that would really make that play make sense.
Yep.
I mean, the other play is the desperation of sitting across from a 8 health Vader unit.
Right.
Yeah, and that's still not enough. But I mean, he's tapped out basically, so.
Yeah, Vader's down to 1 health.
Yeah. He did not take his damage on the Death Trooper either.
I think I probably caught that. Yeah.
There you go. Is that Seventh Sister?
Yep.
Yeah, so going into next round, I mean, he can trade with the Vader. He's still behind a lot of life now. Oh, and he just opened fire. Well, yeah, now Vader's never gonna die. Now you have lethal damage between your two attacks.
Right. And, you know, things like the Cargo Juggernaut can provide some stabilization, but only if you're able to maintain
But you have to have a blue. You have to have a blue guide for it. That's
like,
as much as I do enjoy the heal, but man, that blue requirement is rough, especially if you're running skewed green, which I think he has quite a lot of green here. I guess he has Dooku. Dooku is an out here, but he's only running one of it. The other Death Trooper is an out, but you're just behind so much here. Still, either way. That is not an answer.
So Vader swings in, doing 5 to base, 2 to the Star Viper, taking him to 22.
Seven Sister says, "Kill me or you'll be killed."
And she has 6 health. It's a problem for any deck.
It's Vanquish or nothing. Yeah.
He has a Ruck, but no ECL to use it.
Yeah, it's game.
All right, so that was match 1. I think we have all 10 rounds of this. Any final thoughts having watched the game?
No, I mean, Vader looks cool.
Yeah.
Even despite like not ramping, like that second game still went pretty well. I think there was a little bit different play lines that Krennic might have been able to do to maintain the edge going into the Vader turn, but like the best play line he could have managed was drawing power the dark side, and he didn't. So
yep, and sometimes you just don't have the cards. So, all right, we will be back with the rest of this series and a bunch of different guest commentators for check it out. So if you watched all of this, you're my hero.